Hello, my name is Zach and welcome to another weekly tip video here at Vital Body Wellness Center. Today we're going to be talking about self-talk. What you say to yourself truly does matter. When I was doing my psychology degree, one of my lecturers said something that really has stuck with me to this day. And what he said was this: if you spoke to others the way that you spoke to yourself, you wouldn't have many friends. And at the time, the quote wasn't directed at me, but it felt in some sense that it was. Because at the time, the way I was speaking to myself was quite detrimental. And so if I spoke to others in the same way I would speak to myself, well, my friendship group would have definitely grown smaller. And so that's what I wanted to focus on today. That the words that we say to ourselves immensely impact our physical, emotional, and mental, and even spiritual health as well. Not only with our interactions with others, but the interactions with ourselves. So I quickly wanted to share a few tips that I find really helpful in my own journey that I hope that you would take away and implement yourself, and perhaps you too would find it helpful. So the first tip I want to give to you guys is this: treat yourself the way you would a friend. See, again, another lecturer when I was doing my psychology degree said something that was quite profound, and it was actually a tool that he would use in his own clinical practice with different clients to help them realize that what they were saying to themselves was not helpful. And again, along the same lines, if they were to say it to somebody else, how detrimental that would be for the friendship. And the technique that he would use is he would say to them, okay, when you're in the moment, when you're feeling angry, you're upset, you're disappointed, something's gone wrong. In that moment, when you're about to say something, whether it's in your mind or out loud, get your phone, hit record, and then start. And then proceed to speak as you were going to. And what he found is that clients would do so, and as they would begin to speak and unravel and start to deliver, whether it's their anger or whatever it may be, they would actually pull a lot of the punches. Because hearing what they were saying in their mind out loud, they realized how detrimental it was, or how aggressive it was, or how angry it was. And so they would actually kind of pull back, and that would go one further when he would encourage them to consider that that they would be recording it to themselves as like a future letter, or to send it to somebody else. They would realize that, yeah, okay, I wouldn't use the same language, I wouldn't say things in the same sort of way. And so why do I say that to myself? And it was a really profound exercise that even myself I've tried. And it really makes you think, wow, I didn't realize that I was speaking so harshly to myself, and vice versa. I wonder if there's a different way that I can speak to myself that would be helpful. So that's the first one. The second tip is this: it's gratitude and humility strip away pride and anger. You may have heard us before sessions, or even just in general conversation, talk about the power of what we think and what we feel in our hearts, and how that affects what happens around us. And they do say that the heart has up to 5,000 times the magnetic potential than that of the mind or anything else. It's intrinsically unbelievably powerful. It really is. And you can use that to your benefit. And like I said before, to defeat things like anger and pride and these sorts of emotions, gratitude is the best weapon. And so I highly recommend that 3 or 4 times a day, you make it a habit of just being grateful for things. And they can be little things. They can be, wow, the sun came out this morning and I got to see the sunrise. Thank you. Like, it can be really anything. And as you get into the practice, you'll find it easier and easier to find things to be grateful for. And you'll find a lot of those other emotions that work against you tend to either wash away. You still experience them, but their power over you is far less than before. As we said, there is a profound connection between what we feel in our minds, what we feel in our hearts, and what will become our reality. And self-talk is a big manifestation of that. You know, if we think a negative thought, we start to feel negative emotions, then of course that's going to affect what's happening around you, particularly over a long period of time. But you are more powerful than you think, and you can really turn the tides by changing your self-talk for the better and feeling the gratefulness in your heart. So I encourage you, treat yourself the way that you would treat your friend or a family member or someone that you love, and watch how you begin to change. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.